How to get stronger in your deadlift. Have you ever heard that expression that goes like, to get to $1 million, you have one strategy, and then once you get the $1 million, to get to 2 million, it's a whole different game. It's a whole different strategy. That's what we're gonna focus on this video. When you're a beginner, you should do a lot of deadlifts, basically, as with squats, presses, pulls, pull-ups, push-ups, etc. But you should start with, obviously the PVC pipe, and then you go to the barbell, and then you put some weights on. But once you get to a certain level, let's say my level, I go for like 450 maybe, 475. It's probably my PR on the deadlift, which is nothing for a powerlifting, standard. But let's call this an intermediate level. And once you get to this level, and once you get to, what we would call, in relative terms, of course, big weights, you start taxing your central nervous system a lot. It was John Welborn, an ex-NFL player, and he's now a strength coach, one of the best, I believe. He said something like, you should treat a deadlift like you would treat a pretty girl if you want to succeed. You should ignore it, in order to succeed. Get it? So by ignoring it, I mean that you should work around it with a lot of accessory movements, and that's what we're going to focus on this video, in order to get those body parts needed for the deadlift as healthy and strong as possible. Because remember, taxing your CNS too much is like, do you know anything about computers? Let's see if I can say this correct. So you have random access memory, like the memory, the computer memory, I guess, I don't know. Do you know anything? It's as if you were trying to run a lot of video games on the same memory, on the same random access memory. So you get stuck, and your weights don't go up, and then you say, but I do deadlift every single week and I do it very hard. Yeah, but maybe you should have a different approach. We all know that the deadlift works your entire body. However, there are 3 areas which need more work in order to get the biggest deadlift of your life. Whenever somebody's having a problem with their deadlift, I can guarantee it's probably one of these 3. And the first one is the core. And by core, I mean everything around the waist. Have you ever seen anybody trying to pick up a barbell and then go like this? They have a weak core. So by core, I mean the abs, the whole ab region, the obliques, and the lumbar, the lower back. Next one, the hamstrings. The hamstrings, yes. We have a tendency to work everything that we can see, like the quads, the chest, like this stuff, and the abs, but then we forget that it's a posterior chain movement, the deadlift. So we should work on the hamstrings, and the last one, the glutes. Oh yeah, work on those glutes, baby. Yeah, I know you're a guy. I know you prefer the chest, but you gotta work on those glutes. So without further ado, let's go into the first exercise, which is the farmer carry or farmer walk. So you can do it with either dumbbells, kettlebells, or obviously farmer handles. It's very good for your grip as well and your core, because your core is gonna have to stabilize as you walk. You can either go for more weight and less distance, or less weight and more distance. So let's go here and up, core tight, and walk. The second exercise is the good mornings, which is gonna work your lower back, your hamstrings, and your glutes as well. Also, by carrying a load on your back, you're gonna have to work the entire structure. So let's go for it. Pick up the barbell, straight, go back, slight bend of the knees, and bend at the hip all the way down, and go up. If you don't feel your hamstrings, you're not working properly. Oh. As you increase the weight, you're gonna notice that you cannot do this without tightening your abs as well. So everything is in place. Let's not do low repetitions like from 5 down. Let's go from 5 up, maybe 6, 8, or 10 repetitions, like 3 or 4 sets will work on your muscles in a very good way to up your deadlift. So we have core integrity with the farmer carries, we have hinge movement with the good mornings, and now we must work on glutes. These glutes are on fire! These glutes are on fire! Isto é o vídeo mais gay de peso morto sempre. Bulgarian split squats. So grabbing a couple of dumbbells, you go all the way down, form a 90-degree angle, and then go all the way up like this. Feel the glutes working and getting out of the hole in that bottom position and up. Another good exercise is the hip thrusts, like this, just upper body on a bench. You can put a barbell, dumbbells, whatever, any sort of weight, and then you go up until you form a parallel angle to the floor and then go down like this. 1 and 2. Don't tilt your head backwards. Go like this in order to have that integrity on your posture. So of course, each person has its own weaknesses. Some might have to work on their glutes a little more, or their lower back, or their core, but these exercises for sure will help you a lot. Another thing that I find is very helpful is trying to figure out where exactly in the deadlift are you the weakest. For instance, let's say I'm the weakest from the bottom till my knee, so I should work on that portion. If I'm the weakest from the knee up, on the lock position, or to get the lock position, that's where I find the most, to be the most uncomfortable, maybe I should work on partial deadlifts or rack pulls. From here, just all the way up. And then I can even do like sets of 3, sets of 5, with a weight that's over my maximum, over my PR in the actual deadlift, because I'm only doing like a quarter of the rep. I guarantee that if you work on these accessories to build your muscles, the partial repetitions, if you try some variables like the sumo deadlift, the stiff leg deadlift, the one-legged deadlift, stuff like that, if you vary the workouts and if you forget about the conventional deadlift once in a while, I guarantee that you'll get stronger and your deadlift numbers will go up. Sometimes you just gotta, chill for a little while. Hope this was helpful and see you next time.